Hey y'all.
Hi. Last week we were talking about deal breakers and someone being cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And we shared a story of something that happened with one of our friends where the guy put $43 of gas in her vehicle and he wanted his girlfriend to pay him back. So we
Mm-hmm.
got so many people making comments and wanted to hear more about that full story. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to have some other stuff that we are going to talk about new today. So
Yeah.
welcome everybody. This is For Real Talkers. I'm Bobbi,
I'm Jen.
and thank you for joining us today. Jen, did you want to start off with saying anything? Or
Well, that's the story that we talked about last week was so interesting. I know we're gonna elaborate more on it. But I was we were thinking about when did things go left? And in
okay.
relationships, when do things change?
Mm-hmm.
Um, After the honeymoon stage
Okay.
passes,
Mm-hmm.
what do you miss in your relationship? Like what turns it from the honeymoon stage to real life? There
Mm-hmm.
is a
Mm-hmm.
there's a song with Anita Baker.
This is our
What's that song?
songstress.
You never came to save me. You let me stand alone out in the wilderness. The story ends, the
I
story's
thought it said
true.
something about a happy
Reality
home.
sets into view. No longer living life in paradise, no fairy tales. When is the fairy
Ooh.
tale over? What's that song?
Oh, fairy
It's
tale. It's called
yeah.
fairy
When
tales.
is the fairy tale
Mm-hmm.
begin? So when is the honeymoon stage over? You
Yes.
know, I myself, speaking for me,
Mm-hmm.
I am a hopeless romantic
Aw.
and
Yes, she
I
is.
live like I'm in some fairy tale, like somebody's gonna come when he rescues me, and we live happily ever after, and we walking hands, holding hands,
Mm-hmm.
making plans, walking down the beach, like hey baby, in slow motion. Everything is in slow motion.
Slow motion,
In my
slow motion.
head, I'm in my head all the time.
Okay.
And I have a lot of friends who don't believe in fairy tales. They give you the harsh
Mm.
reality. But
Okay.
sometimes I choose to live in this fairy tale because it's happy there. I don't want to
Aw.
deal with the harsh reality that
Mm-hmm.
everybody's not gonna do what you want to do them to do, and everybody's not gonna live where you want them to live. And
Okay.
I'm not gonna have Prince Charming come. You never came to save me.
Oh.
You let me. Yo, when I find that song, I'm gonna sing it right. But anyway, so bottom line, after the honeymoon stage passes, what I thought about what I would miss most
Okay. What's that? Tell us.
is the giggly, like giddy part of butterflies
Oh.
when he
Mm-hmm.
calls, and like the excitement of seeing him and feeling
Mm.
like you're on a roller coaster when he walks into the room, like your stomach drops, and then you have laser vision.
Uh-huh.
Him looking at you, you
Okay.
looking at him, and you could be in the room surrounded with hundreds of people, and it's just you
Yes.
and
You
him.
only see each other.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
and you're talking on the phone to the wee hours in the morning if you're not together,
Mm.
and
Mm.
when
That.
when you're just hugging on each other, and you don't want to let go. You don't even have to
Oh.
be doing nothing physical. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the whole idea of just laying up. So when that's what I miss most. After a while,
Okay.
you turning on your side, he turning on his side. He
Yes.
start passing gas.
Uh-uh.
Like you like what? And then the idea, like what happened? I mean, okay, we have to get real. We got to get natural. But when is it? What I miss most is the beginning part of it all. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know when is there a cutoff time or if there's a set time.
Well, to me, it seems like right around that 6 month mark. And I was having this conversation with one of my brothers a while back, and he pretty much said 6 months to a year.
Really?
Yes, but you guys tell us what you think because
Mm.
I'm gonna go back to that story and then come back to your situation with what you were saying because I
Mm-hmm.
like that. After the honeymoon stages, because that couple they were together less than a year,
Mm-hmm.
but it was definitely I think it was more than like 8 or 9 months, but under a year.
Uh-huh.
And so she needed to go to the hospital and he offered to come take her to the hospital, right? That's her man. They've been together, spending quality time,
Absolutely.
with one another. He's been treating her, taking her out. She's been treating him, spending money, taking him out as well. And so instead of him using his vehicle to take her, she offered to use hers so that, she can incur the cost for like gas
transportation
and stuff, right?
stuff, yeah.
Yes, right, etc. And he was okay with that. So he drives her, and they realize there's not that much gas in the car, so he drops her off. And let me just look at some notes too. So he drops her off at the facility so she can get her surgery done. And he says, "You know what, babe? I'm gonna go visit some family, and I'll come back when you're ready."
Okay.
So when he comes back to pick her up. The gas light is on.
Okay.
And he immediately tells her, "You need to put gas in your car."
Let's stop right there. Now, when he said you need to put gas in your car, I know we talked about this before. I know one thing about whomever I deal with, they're going to say we need to put gas in your car and go put it in, either whether it be prior to picking me up or taking me there. They're going to put gas in my car.
Okay.
So this next part of the story is crucial, because I know I'm not going to veer from what I'm used to. You're going to put gas in my car? I thought that's a given.
Okay. Well, guys, you're going to tell me this. So he puts the gas in her vehicle, and because she didn't have a card or anything on her, because she went to get a procedure done.
Okay.
And he immediately gets in the car after she thanks him and says, "Oh, don't thank me. You owe me $43.50."
I want to roll my eyes so
hard. She thought he was joking because it's $43.50.
No,
Are you serious?
I know you lied.
So he told her, "Keep the 50 cents, but give me the $43. And so she immediately zelled him after saying,
but maybe I just want him to be. I wish he was joking. Like he could have said, "I'm just joking, babe. Don't you better not have sent me no money."
No, he did not. She sent the money to him immediately, and they continued on dating for, I guess a short while, until the conversation came up and they had to really discuss it. And because, she said that she had to be real with herself, because she realized that there were other incidences where he actually showed that he was kind of cheap. And that really did it for her, that he really was just being cheap. And do you know, she said, wait a minute, it's the good part, because when she expressed to him how she felt, he said to her that she had a mentality of being entitled. She's an entitlement mentality, excuse me. An entitlement mentality.
Yeah, entitled. So you're entitled just because you expect him to put gas in your car.
Well, listen, is that entitlement? Do you guys think so? Because I think that's an expectation. And I think an entitlement mentality is different.
Very different.
From an expectation. Now, I can see if, you just met somebody, you know them a couple of weeks, maybe a few months, and you're wondering if the person hasn't that type of mentality. But according to what she's saying, she spent money taking him out, and she spent money doing things with him and for him, and vice versa, he did for her. So I would just think, if you are her man, I'm gonna speak for myself. If it's my man, you should have my back.
Absolutely, it's give and take, yes, but for the most part, you should have my back. It's not an entitlement mentality. And for you to ask for $43 and say keep the 50 cents, that's on a whole nother level.
Yes.
Cheap.
Yes.
It's not frugal.
Yes.
Because frugal is different from being cheap.
Yes.
That's straight up cheap. And I'm giving you myself physically, mentally, and you're gonna sit there and ask for $43 back. It's such a nondescript amount.
It's selfish.
It's an insult.
It's selfish
to ask for that.
It's an insult. It's I mean, nowadays I understand.
I can see if you said, "I need $5,000, babe. Listen, This is cutting into my savings. I'm gonna need that $5,000 back. But when you get to amounts of like 40 nickel and diamond, like $43, bruh, that that was that right there was a red flag above all red flags. Like if she didn't see any other signs, that should have been like a red flag smacking on her forehead.
Yes.
Girl, like no, leave that alone. Because I mean, and it's not, I'm not being entitled, but my boo, wherever he is, he's gonna be like, he might say, Jennifer, look at you. You want to eat. I don't know what to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to get gas. And I'm just going to be looking at him like, okay. And then he's going to fill it up. You know, he's not going to be like, I'm going to need my whatever it is to fill my tank back. He's not going to do that. And as a man, there's times where he would be like, you need new tires, or you need to get an oil change. So I'm gonna take your car to get an oil change. I'm gonna take you to forget women's lib and being like a feminist. No, I'm soft and pink. I'm old school, and I think that is what's supposed to happen.
Okay.
Nobody can change my mind. I'm sorry. That's just it.
Okay. And see, and I feel, sometimes people's finances are a little bit different
True.
from back in the days where the man really took care of the woman and did everything, right? It's harder now.
Finances are different.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But my thing is, and this would be my advice to a man. If a situation like that arises and you're pulling out your card, brother, you might, for $43, you might want to eat that one and don't even say you can't afford that and you don't have it.
Nothing.
Just eat that and pay it later. Borrow the money from one of your homeboys. But no, if it's some serious money, I'm going to even say $400 because money could be funny for different people. Maybe $100 might be a bit much. But did you have that conversation with her and explain to her why you might need the money back? No.
Yeah.
She did not say anything about that, and her feelings was hurt.
And I guess maybe I'm thinking on like how the cost of living is. Guys, I go to work every day and I don't even do nothing, and I already spent $20 just to get to work. And then don't let me drive in. That's $20, $20-something to park your car. And then don't let me have breakfast, and I want a fancy breakfast because I like my bagels and lox. That's a $20 breakfast.
Okay.
So I guess maybe I'm thinking like $43, whatever. Like, and then my lunch is gonna be $16. Don't let me get fancy, and then don't let me go to the store. So it might be $100 day, and that's just going to work. So when someone asks you, your boyfriend in particular, because that's something a girlfriend would do, but like, girl, I would be like, Bobbi,
you got that money.
Yeah,
for me.
girl, I need that money back because I need, like not even saying put on my tank because I'm a little short change, but I'm gonna tell you up front, like, I'm not, I'm struggling. Like I just told you a couple of minutes ago how this weekend I'm gonna be spending a lot of money because I got a wedding to go to, my sister's birthday, whatever. I gotta buy, certain things. So I'm giving you a preamble of what my financial situation looks like.
Okay.
Period.
Yes.
And I know, so maybe if he would have said to you, babe, I don't have it. But what he did was a girlfriend thing, like your girlfriends, not boyfriend and girlfriend.
That's what I think. Just girlfriend. It was more of a girlfriend thing.
Yeah, I just don't understand that part. And maybe if he would have explained it to you, it would have been different. Like, okay, I'm going through something, and I can't really afford. I went out on a first date, and the guy asked me to follow him. He asked me to follow him, and I was like, "You want me to follow you?" I said, "You didn't even ask me if I had gas in my car, or whatever." And this was the first date, and he said, "Here's money for gas for your car." To put gas in your car
nice.
On the first date, because I'm following behind him to a long distance place, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, you didn't ask me if I'm okay with gas. You didn't ask me if I." And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." But I'm not. I don't think that's entitled, and I don't think that's being spoiled or anything like that. I just think that's
I don't think so either. What do you guys think? Because I had a couple of guys went in the DM me on Instagram. And on Facebook, one guy said, that can't be the full story. What are you guys leaving out? No,
nothing.
That's crazy. That is really the story right there.
It's sad, but that's the story.
Yeah, I think to begin with, she was being sweet and saying, let's just use my car because she's saving him money, and it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Put the amount of gas in the vehicle that it would have cost you had you been driving your own car. How about that? It could have been maybe, I don't know, $20.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, and if the situation is different, I put gas in his car. If I'm driving his car,
yes.
I even went and got it washed because I'm like, I like this car, so I'm gonna wash it, and I put gas in it too. So it's not like I'm just expecting it to happen for me and not reciprocating it. You know what I mean? But I didn't say, well, I put gas in your car. I'm gonna need all that back. I didn't do that. But
well, for me, I am going to expect that if I've been good to my man,
absolutely,
and you're my man, we have a full-fledged relationship. We're looking out, doing things for one another. I'm in a jam. I don't have a card. I need gas. I'm not expecting you to put gas in my vehicle and want it back. Point blank, period. Yeah. If you don't have money with you and you need gas, I'm going to fill your tank up for you. And I'm going to do it with pleasure and feel great about the fact that I got my man's back. Yeah. And I was able to do something for him, especially in his time of need. So that's how I feel about it. And I don't have much more to say about it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some more comments because there was quite a few where people wanted to hear the rest of the story and thought we was leaving something out.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, listen, back to that honeymoon question. Yes. I'm letting you know right now, I'm from my parents, you never stop dating, even when she becomes your wife. Yes. So you keep it interesting for all parties involved. The honeymoon stage, unfortunately, sometimes when things come into play, finances, sickness, career choices, whatever, sometimes the honeymoon stage starts to just, fizzle out. But you never stop dating. You still go out on those little dates, go take a little walk.
And like, how do we, when we feel like our partner's kind of straying away from their honeymoon stage, I think it's pretty safe to say, you know what, babe, let's just have a little checkpoint, like every 6 months or so, or whatever it is. Just, let's just check the temperature of the relationship. Yep. Is it normal at, what's normal temperature?
98.6 or 4 or something like that.
Okay. So are we normal? Is it falling a little bit below? Like, what can I do to be better? Because we can always be better. I don't care how great you are, how amazing you are. We can always be better. So absolutely. Check with your partner, and that might be a good time to say, you know what? I remember the first 4 months of the relationship when this kind of thing happened. Yeah. You don't want to say it to the person to offend them, but you would say, that made me feel so special.
I love when you did that.
So good when you did such and such and such and such. Yeah. You could say it because you want to be encouraging. So I think that the honeymoon stage passed for this couple when that happened. Yeah. And maybe earlier, he might have just put the gas in her vehicle and not wanted the money back, but now he's so comfortable, or I don't know. I can't.
There is never a good time. There's never a great time to be saying, even after honeymoon stages, to ask for some $43 back. That's it. No, period. And I'm gonna ask my mother when I see her later, like, nah, I'm not. I don't think that's ever a good time.
Well, you know what I think I miss after the honeymoon stages pass is just the whole thing of intimacy. Intimacy, why does that change, y'all? I don't want it to change. Intimacy is bigger than sex for me. The way that you would text me all the time, or you would call me on a regular basis, even if it's just to say, babe, how was your day? Good night. And you always did that, and now things are, we're passing a certain period of time, and now you're not doing those things anymore. Or we're walking down the street, and you used to grab my hand right away, and give me that little affection. Or when we're out, you put your arm around me, we're sitting down. I mean, just pulling out the chair. And I'm not saying you have to pull out a chair, but know the lady that you're with and know what makes her feel good. Why don't you want to make her feel good? If it's something that's not going to take away from who you are as a person, it's not reducing you in any kind of way. But if it makes your lady feel good for you to go and open the car door for her when you're walking up to the car, why can't you do that? But ladies appreciate and show appreciation when the man does that. Right. So be who you are. from the beginning.
Right.
You could get better.
Yes.
But please don't get worse.
No.
You're gonna confuse me. I'm confused now. Is he still interested?
Yeah.
Does he love me? Is he still in love? Maybe
Yeah.
he's not in love. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe, we don't need all of that. We are just too grown to waste valuable time.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Love
I
me
agree.
all the way, because I'm gonna love you all the way.
Don't get me starting to sing "Love Me."
I want to love you all the way. I'm serious.
I love that song. I do. But yeah, no, I think the honeymoon stage should never be over. But I miss the beginning parts of it when you get it. You really get that excitement of you're going to see them later.
Mm-hmm.
The butterflies in your stomach, and just all of the romance part of it. Like, don't ever let that go. Keep that alive.
Keep that. Because look, like what this says.
What did I say? Perfectly imperfect.
And happy.
Right.
We're all perfectly imperfect, honey. Only person was perfect, and that was Jesus Christ. Honey.
Amen.
And it wasn't none of us. So that's why I'm saying we could be better. And I want to encourage people, when you've done something wrong, especially if your partner bring it to your attention. What's wrong with apologizing?
I don't know.
People don't want to
get in the way. Nobody wants to apologize like you want. You don't want to apologize. You don't want to admit that you're wrong, because it shows that you have a flaw. But it's okay to be wrong.
Yes,
it's okay. Like, let's move on from it. Admit it. Let's move on, because that's
be right and be unhappy.
Exactly.
Or be wrong and smiling for joy and happy. Listen, sometimes you don't have to be sorry because you feel that you've done something wrong, but the person feels you've wronged them. So listen more than we speak sometimes.
Yeah.
So we can really hear the education that your partner has given us. We're always so quick to get that rebuttal because we just don't want to be wrong, that we're not even really fully listening to what your partner is saying to you. Listen a little bit more. And there's nothing wrong with, hey, you know what? I could have handled that better.
Differently, yeah.
I gave it some thought, and it's never too late to even offer up an apology. It's only too late when the person is gone.
Yeah.
And by gone, I mean they 6 feet
gone.
Under, gone.
Yeah. Let the ego go. Like, life is too short.
Yes.
So
ego and pride.
Exactly. So anyway, y'all tell us what you think. You did before, and I think it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah,
it's a very spicy topic
because
people have differences in opinion, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
So y'all just join us next time.
Listen, look at this. After the honeymoon,
stage
passes. What might you miss the most in your relationship? We nosy. We want to know.
Yeah, we want to know. And listen, it's in this card game. That question and more in this card game. Get it on the forrealtalkers.com platform and join us on all platforms.
Yes.
What is it? YouTube,
Facebook, Instagram, and also now TikTok.
So TikTok.
Follow us, comment, share.
Get this game.
Yes.
It's a real one.
And do you have any final words, or we're done?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm not changing my mind. I know I'm old school. So
okay. I do want to let you guys know one thing. So with our show, it's unrehearsed. Yeah. It's uncut, unedited. We don't do any of those things. We just hit record and we just start talking. And sometimes we might say, oh, let's talk about this topic. But once we start speaking, we're talking about something else. So I just want to let you know that, authenticity is big.
Yeah. It's for real talkers.
Minus, like my hair ain't real.
Look, it's real because it's on your head. It's yours. Yeah. It's for real talkers.
Yes. We're real people.
Say real things.
Bye.
Bye.